Successful dealers know that satisfied customers mean repeat business and referrals. And this becomes a key to success in the automotive business. The intent of the Customer Satisfaction Index study is to measure the level of the customer's satisfaction and thereby help dealers realize how they are doing in keeping their customers satisfied. The purpose of this program is to first provide you with an update in understanding the Customer Satisfaction Index, and second, the CSI Dealer Report. To begin, let's take a few minutes and discuss the kind of information that is contained in the Customer Satisfaction Index study. The Customer Satisfaction Index study is a survey conducted by an independent marketing research organization. It's designed to measure the customer's level of satisfaction 6 months after taking delivery of a new vehicle. General Motors in no way influences the raw data or computations of the CSI study and dealer report. The Customer Satisfaction Index study is mailed, retrieved, and summarized completely by the program supplier. GM sees the same information in the same form as dealers do. Now, let's take a closer look at the Customer Satisfaction Index study. The purpose of the CSI study is to determine overall customer satisfaction by measuring the customer's overall product satisfaction and by measuring the customer's overall dealership satisfaction through the first 6 months of ownership. Overall product satisfaction summarizes such factors as styling, performance, product quality, and freedom from repairs. In rating overall dealership satisfaction, the factors are the dealership's sales staff, the delivery condition of the vehicle, and warranty service. Now, who receives the CSI study? Since its inception, the study has been sent to retail passenger car buyers from those Chevrolet CSI dealers who represent the top 90% of Chevrolet's retail passenger car sales. However, in response to dealer inquiries and the National Dealer Council, a change has been made. And starting with the May 1988 survey, the study is being sent to 100% of the individual retail passenger car buyers from all Chevrolet CSI dealers. The study is no longer used to randomly sample only a portion of new car purchasers, even though the statistics produced were a valid measure of consumer attitudes and perceptions. Now, before we examine specific questions from the study, let's take a quick look at the possible responses. The questions are answered by the customers selecting the appropriate box. The choices are very satisfied, somewhat satisfied, neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, somewhat dissatisfied, and very dissatisfied. Each of these responses is given a point value. We'll cover this in detail later. Okay, let's go to the questions. The first part of the Customer Satisfaction Index study involves the customer's level of satisfaction with the product. Product questions are asked first in the study to increase the customer's interest in the questionnaire, thereby increasing the response rate. Product questions cover such things as styling and appearance, quality of the product, interior comfort, freedom from repairs, and whether the vehicle is a value for the money spent. The last question asks the customer to rate their overall satisfaction with the car. This information helps Chevrolet engineers and plant managers respond with design and manufacturing changes to improve the product. The second general area of the questionnaire covers the selling dealer's sales staff. These questions in general cover the sales staff's attitude, product knowledge, and sales staff's explanations of warranty and maintenance. The last question asks the customer's level of overall satisfaction with the sales staff. The third general area of the study involves the customer's level of satisfaction with the delivery. These questions cover such items as cleanliness, operation of equipment, and paint finish. The last question asks the customer to rate their overall level of satisfaction with the actual delivery experience. The largest single part of the questionnaire concentrates on the area of warranty service. Customers are asked if they've had any warranty service experience with their selling dealer. Also, how many trips they've made to the selling dealer in the past 6 months, and how many months it's been since their last visit to their selling dealer for warranty service. Then customers are asked to indicate in what areas they've needed warranty service and the number of trips needed to correct the same problem. And also, they are asked to indicate a reason for making more than one trip to fix the same problem if that was necessary. Chevrolet pays close attention to this section, looking for necessary product improvements. But this information can be very valuable to the dealer as well. This information can identify service comeback problems from a lack of proper training, quality control, or the need for new equipment or tools. The last part of the warranty service area asks customers to rate their level of satisfaction with the warranty service provided by the selling dealership. This includes such items as the attitude of the service personnel, whether the job was done when promised and done right the first time, and finally, their overall satisfaction with the warranty service. The next question, number 10, is the key question of the entire questionnaire. This question alone determines the overall dealership satisfaction rating of every dealer. It reads, overall, how satisfied have you been with your selling dealer? The customer is asked to include his or her level of satisfaction with the sales and delivery staff, the delivery condition of their new Chevrolet, and any service the customer may have received at the selling dealer. Other areas covered ask the customer to provide suggestions to improve service at the selling dealership and ask the customer to rate their total ownership experience concerning both the product and the dealership. Also, whether they would recommend a Chevrolet or General Motors product and selling dealer to a friend. The customer is also asked for their approval to release the information to the selling dealer. This question helps to improve the survey response rate. The last part of the questionnaire asks for various personal data about the customer and current mileage of the vehicle. That's quite a bit of information, but it doesn't stop there. The results are then compiled into the quarterly dealer report of customer satisfaction. At this time, it might be appropriate to mention that a one-page monthly summary report of customer satisfaction is provided for those months when the detailed quarterly report is not issued. However, for the purpose of this program, we'll examine a typical CSI quarterly dealer report of customer satisfaction. As you may already be aware, the CSI quarterly dealer report does not present results in the same order that the questions appear in the customer survey. Also, the information concerning a customer's satisfaction with the product, which is question 2, and the customer's total ownership experience, question 12, is not reported to dealers. These pieces of information are used within General Motors and Chevrolet as a tool to help improve product quality and reliability. The purpose of the CSI dealer report is to compute your customers' responses into averages and compare your operational averages against branch and division averages. This comparison includes the last 12 months and the present period, which is the most recent 3-month average. Now, it may be helpful if you understand how the overall customer response ratings are calculated. As mentioned earlier, each customer response is given a point value to determine the customer's level of satisfaction in a given area. Here's how it works. For each of the questions presented in the Customer Satisfaction Index study, a response of very satisfied equals 100 points. A response of somewhat satisfied equals 75 points. Neither satisfied nor dissatisfied is worth 50 points. Somewhat dissatisfied is given a point value of 25, and very dissatisfied is given a point value of 0. The rating scale point value is multiplied by the number of customer responses given. For example, if 93 people gave a question a rating of very satisfied, the point value would be 9,300. The same calculation is made for each response category. The points are then totaled and then divided by the total number of responses received for that question. For our example, the total points of 13,350 is divided by the total number of responses, which is 164. This equals 81. 81 is the Customer Satisfaction Index rating for that particular question. However, since most dealers compare their CSI ratings to the branch average, you should understand how these branch averages are calculated. This is done using a process called sales weighting. Sales weighting is used so that those customers who respond to the customer satisfaction questionnaire more accurately represent the total population being measured. Therefore, when your branch average is figured, it's logical to weight each dealer's CSI number by using his percentage of sales contribution to the branch total. Let me show you why sales weighting is important, and then I'll explain how it's done. Let's make it simple and use two dealers. Dealer A has passenger car sales of 200, and Dealer B has sales of 2,000. Let's suppose Dealer A has a CSI number of 85, and Dealer B has a number of 75. Determining a normal average, this would equal out to an average of 80. But that number still doesn't accurately reflect the customer ratings across the branch. Let's take it a step further. Of the total 2,200 customers involved in this example, 9% gave their dealership, Dealership A, a CSI rating of 85. The other 91% rated their dealership a 75. So based on this approach, the branch CSI average would be calculated by taking each dealer's CSI rating multiplied by their respective percentage of branch sales. As shown, Dealer A has a CSI rating of 85 multiplied by 9%, equaling 7.65. Then for Dealer B, 75 times 91% equaling 68.25. Then add the totals to determine the sales-weighted CSI rating. In this example, the branch average is 75.9, and that is rounded off to an even number of 76. Even though that's not how sales weighting is done, it is a graphic demonstration of why it's important. This particular example is accurate, but it's rather cumbersome and time-consuming. To use this method, you would have to recompute each dealer's contribution to every level of summarization desired, such as a marketing area average, branch average, or account territory average. So what we have done is to build a more flexible system, one that takes the more realistic approach of sales weighting the figures up front. The following example should clarify the issue. Keep in mind, this procedure is used for each question of the survey to determine the dealer's index rating for each question. Let's say that a dealer has retail sales of 24 in the first month of our example. Also, that 10 of those customers responded to the questionnaire sent to them. This gives that dealership a sales weight factor for that month of 2.4, or another way to express this is that each of the customers who responded represents 2.4 customers of that dealership. The following procedure is then used for each question of the survey. Let's use, for example, question 10, the one that determines your overall dealership satisfaction rating. For that question answered by those 10 customers, the response that is marked is converted to a number value. We discussed this process a few minutes ago. A response of very dissatisfied receives a 0-point value. Somewhat satisfied receives a point value of 75. Very satisfied, which receives a point value of 100, and so on. After each response is converted to a number, it is then multiplied by the sales weight for that month. In our example, this is 2.4. This is done for each customer who returned a questionnaire and is referred to as building a sales-weighted numerator. In our example, this was done 10 times. The sales-weighted numerators are then totaled. The process continues then to build what is referred to as the monthly sales-weighted denominator, which is actually the sales weight factor. The monthly sales-weighted denominator is the sum of the sales weight for each valid response for the question being tabulated. In our example, 10 valid responses to question 10. The same process is followed to build a sales-weighted numerator and denominator for each monthly survey period. Now to compute a dealership 3-month average, the total of the dealership's 3 monthly sales-weighted numerators is divided by the total of the dealership's 3 monthly sales-weighted denominators. The result is the dealership's 3-month index. We follow this same procedure to compute a dealership's 12-month average. Only here, we add 12 monthly sales-weighted numerators and denominators and perform the calculation. The beauty of this system lies in its flexibility to create any summarization level average desired. For example, to create a branch average, all that is needed is to total the 3-month numerators and 3-month denominators for all dealers in the branch. Perform the division process, and we have a sales-weighted figure for the branch. In this way, the branch figure is an accurate picture of all the customers in the branch. Because the figure is sales-weighted, it isn't biased towards smaller dealers. Keep in mind that our intent with this discussion has been to provide you with only a quick overview of why and how sales weighting is performed. If you desire any additional information on the sales weighting process, contact your customer satisfaction branch staff specialist. Also, they can provide you with a printout of your dealership's sales weighting information through the DCS system. In addition to comparing your dealership averages to branch averages, it's also a good idea to watch your last 3-month averages from report to report. A steady upward movement of a particular index would indicate a positive change. On the other hand, if one of the index averages is trending downward, the situation requires closer examination, even if the average is at or above branch average. Keep in mind that there can be some statistical variation from report to report. However, 12-month averages are highly stable and are more reliable for identifying problem areas and developing action plans. Remember that customers are sampled after 6 months of ownership. Any action you have taken to improve your operation needs time to begin to have an impact on your averages. Give your plan the time it needs. Now, let's look at the quarterly dealer report. Page 1 of the report presents an overall summary average for the 4 major areas of customer satisfaction. The first is the overall satisfaction with the selling dealer. Then, satisfaction with warranty service at selling dealer, followed by satisfaction with delivery condition of vehicle, and the last one is satisfaction with dealer sales staff. Each of these 4 areas are defined in detail within the dealer report to help you pinpoint where specific emphasis should be placed to improve your ratings. The next section of page 1 of the dealer report concerns service comebacks. It shows you the percent of your warranty service customers requiring more than 1 trip to correct the same problem. A service comeback problem demands attention, as it is one of the most important causes of customer dissatisfaction. The last overall measure of customer satisfaction from page 1 of the dealer report provides an indication of those customers who would recommend your dealership as a place to buy, based on their new vehicle buying experience and based upon their service experience. These 2 ratings can provide you with your first clue in prioritizing any customer satisfaction improvement efforts. A low referral rate not only suggests a possible loss of present customers, but also a more difficult job in prospecting for future sales. This information comes from the responses to question 15 on the questionnaire form. The very bottom of page 1 displays your dealership ranking within the branch to question 10 of the customer satisfaction study, the customer's overall satisfaction with your dealership. The remainder of the dealer report provides detailed results on all of the dealer-related sections of the questionnaire, feedback about your sales staff, and the delivery condition of the customer's vehicle shown on page 2 of the report, and detailed information on warranty service shown on page 3. Page 4 itemizes service comebacks and the types of service problems customers have experienced. CSI ratings have always proven to be a reliable measure of dealership customer satisfaction. The benefits of customer satisfaction and the cost of customer dissatisfaction are now well documented. CSI ratings are also an accurate reflection of the relative performance of your dealership against other dealerships whose customers are answering the same questions. Measurement and feedback are steps toward increased customer satisfaction. The Customer Satisfaction Index provides this necessary data. The CSI report actually becomes a 5-step process. Use your CSI reports to first analyze your customer satisfaction performance. Second, Isolate any problem causes that might exist and hamper your performance. Third, select alternative solutions to these problems. Fourth, implement the best solution. And then fifth, continuously monitor performance. Chevrolet wants every customer who visits your dealership to have a satisfying experience every time they come in. The reason is obvious. When you satisfy customers time after time, they keep coming back for quality service, for parts, and their next new Chevrolet. Customer satisfaction depends on you because satisfying customers demands more than a quality product. It requires delivering to the customer a consistently high level of quality and courteous treatment, a quality delivery experience, and then if something should go wrong, fixing it right the first time. It means doing your part to fulfill customer expectations.